Good morning, sir. Very, very welcome to you at Boiler India 2024. I know that this is not the first time IBL is coming here. So, what brings IBL back every year to Boiler India?
That's a nice question. IBL has been the leading company in India for manufacturing boilers. We are also one of the largest exporter of boilers from India to all over the world. This exhibition in particular is, I would say, one of the largest in the world for boilers.
I see.
Although it's called Boiler India, but the Indian boiler industry is so huge today that we literally dominate over the world. So if we are not in Boiler India, then it will be a big disaster for if you don't participate.
Yeah, of course.
That's it.
Yeah.
So it is a must show for every boiler manufacturer, and it includes Industrial Boilers Limited. We have to be.
Right. I really like your enthusiasm that you talk about coming back every year and how you have to be here.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, how would you describe what IBL actually stands for? People are aware of what IBL does, but how would you describe what IBL stands for and what it does differently?
This year for IBL is a 50th year. We are celebrating our 50th anniversary. And if we have to celebrate 50 years, we must have a very strong set of values.
Right.
To survive 50 years in a business,
Right.
which is so competitive, it requires much more than just values. It requires innovation. It requires being in the heart of the game, being able to manage your technology, being able to create cutting-edge technology, to lead the industry.
Right.
And that is what IBL stands for.
Wow. I mean, even just looking at this stall and the kind of people interaction that I see at the stall here, it's a different energy altogether at IBL that I can feel just right from entering your stall and the kind of setup that you've put up. It reflects what you just talked about.
So there are several challenges. If you have to survive, if you have to move ahead, you have to lead the industry. The whole industry looks at you.
Correct.
And they want to follow the leader. Nobody follows a loser.
Yeah, of course.
So there's a lot of pressure on us to create new products. For example, in the north we have a waste called parali, which is in the headlines every winter for pollution.
Yes.
Now the Supreme Court suggested that you go for gas as an alternative to coal.
Coal, yeah.
But we convinced them that if you are not going to use parali in the boiler, which is a controlled way to burn it, the farmer will burn it in the field.
Of course, yeah.
So we developed a boiler which burns parali.
I see. Wow.
And now I hope that this winter there will be no burning of parali in the field, and it will all go to boilers.
Right.
So this is one thing. So we have to think ahead of time.
Right.
We cannot think after the problem has occurred. Similarly, the new trend today is the garbage, the huge dumps of garbage which are lying all over the place in every city. There are 4 dumps in Delhi. There is a Devnari in Bombay, Mandapalli in Chennai.
Yeah.
All these dumps are huge pieces of huge areas where garbage is collected, the water is seeping into the ground, the groundwater is getting bad, you can't drink the water around it.
Yes, of course.
So we saw this about 10 years ago. That is a problem and we need to address it. So over a period we developed a system to burn this controlled manner in our boilers.
I see.
And now we are able to generate electricity, we are generating steam, and we have eliminated coal.
Oh wow.
So we have made that garbage which was a waste into a resource of value. That's what we do.
Wow. It's really good to hear that a company like IBL does have the foresight to look into the future and see what steps can be taken to maintain sustainability throughout the environment.
So one has to look 10 years ahead of time.
Correct.
Not 2 and 3 years ahead.
Yeah, of course.
Like this turbine that you see over here.
Yeah.
this turbine was also built out of a need. We saw that electricity is getting scarce in our country. As we advance and we industrialize our country and the wealth increases, everybody wants to put up an air conditioner in his house. A refrigerator is an old story.
Right, of course.
How are you going to meet the electricity needs? So, generate your own electricity at home, which is a factory in this case.
Right, of course.
So, the turbine generates electricity from literally free steam.
Oh, right.
So, our power generation cost is less than a rupee a unit.
Oh, wow.
So, why buy at 9 rupees when you can generate your own power at 1 rupee? So, our systems, they pay back in investment in less than 8 months or 10 months. That sort of payback you will not get in any bank deposit or anything else.
I see.
Or even in solar, where it takes 5 years
Yes,
to
of course,
recover your investment. This gives you in 8 months.
Right.
So again, this is again a solution to a problem that was there. We're generating electricity and we are able to save money for our clients.
I see.
But all this thing we integrate. It's not a standalone solution.
Right.
We will make a boiler which will suit the turbine, which will suit the company who's using the steam and the power. So it's all integration.
I see.
And that's what makes it's like a mobile phone which now has a calculator, a clock, it has everything. You literally avoided everything else. So similarly in the boiler field, it's that integration we are doing today.
I see.
And to integrate, we have also advanced our electronics, our control systems, so that our boilers become very efficient. We need to be efficient and we should be precise to our customer needs.
Customer needs.
This is what we succeeded.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. So let's get into some specific questions first.
Yes.
How does IBL integrate advanced technologies into its industrial boilers to enhance energy efficiency and operational reliability?
Integration is a continuous process. Bringing in new technologies which are cutting edge. Now we are already seeing 5 years down the line what are the fuels that will be available, and we have to plan accordingly, and that's what we have already started integrating.
I see.
Similarly, with the advancement of electronics, I can remotely control my boilers, I can troubleshoot them sitting in my office. We have a mobile application. So you can see what's happening in your boiler in real time on your phone, and you can even change the settings.
Oh, remotely.
Remotely.
I see.
So that's the sort of integration we are going for, electronics wise. The other thing is that as our living standard goes up, we believe that human resource who is operating the boiler needs also to be given that uplift. So we are working on ash handling. We are working that automation of fuel handling, on ash handling, so that the comfort level for the person who's operating the boiler is also very important. So that also is one of our important criteria. The third thing that we are also understanding is that pollution is not a subject which can be ignored no longer.
Yeah, no.
One has to go for a proper system to remove the ash, to remove the pollutants in the flue gases. And to do that, we just don't put equipment at the end of the, just before the chimney.
Correct.
We start at the firing end, where we burn. At that point itself, we develop some furnace combustion technologies where we are able to control the nitrogen dioxides or the carbon monoxides, which eventually would go to the chimney.
Correct.
But that is what we do here itself.
I see. Before the combustion.
So these are the new things that that is part of our philosophy.
I see. Wow. Now, how does IBL ensure its boilers meet international quality and safety standards, especially when serving diverse industries across different regions?
One thing is very clear about doing a proper job, and that is to do it yourself. That is our philosophy.
Oh.
If I sublet my boiler manufacturing to a third party, I can never be sure of the quality of the product which I will be able to buy from that person.
I see. Yeah.
So IBL as such is a fully integrated company. We will manufacture the complete boiler in-house.
Right.
That means I have full control over my quality.
Correct.
But it's not just in-house. Before I start manufacturing, I have a control over my raw material supply.
Oh wow.
So there would be some standards like ASTM 515 grade steel or 516 grade steel, which will specify that the steel maker is supposed to test 1, 2, 3, 4 items.
Yeah.
But we are not satisfied. We will insist that we want these additional tests. And the steel maker obliges us because we are a big buyer.
Correct.
So we would go for an ultrasonic test, a magnetic test. All these additional tests we will insist on and get it done before it even enters our factory.
Oh wow. Right.
Then once it enters the factory, again our QC section will check the material in our own lab to make sure that what we have ordered, have we received it, not received it. So when it comes to quality, we have to ensure the entire supply chain is well organized and proper. Then in the manufacturing process, we have a very efficient quality control section, team of engineers. They report straight to the management. They don't report to the production head.
Acha.
So they have full right to point out a problem which has occurred during the manufacturing process. So this allows perfect quality control on the product.
Correct. Correct.
But it's not just that. As a company who is supposed to sell in USA, I need US certification. So I also have a ASME certification, American standards, which allows me to export to the US market. I have CE certification, which allows me to export to the European market.
Right.
Because it's not IBR or Indian boiler regulation which is going to be accepted in these countries.
Yeah, of course.
So we meet those standards.
Right. Right.
And
every country will have a different standard.
Yeah, but these European and EN standards and your ASME, these are the worldwide standards where most of our boilers are being exported.
Exported, yeah.
So quality is coming right from the bottom onwards.
Right from source material to the end product.
Yes.
Yeah, good to hear that. Now, could you share some insights into the future developments that IBL is focusing on to stay competitive in the international boiler industry?
As I told you, we are a 50-year-old company. Now, you can imagine that in 50 years, technical staff, they do retire over a period of time. One of the examples I can say is that NASA could send a rocket to the moon, the Saturn V, but today they cannot make their own rocket.
Right.
Okay. Why has it happened? And that is our challenge. In our company, we have very extensive training and carry forward of knowledge, which is our secret, which I am openly disclosing it out. We have to share our knowledge to the next generation.
Correct.
And as we progress through our technical problems, no equipment is perfect from day one. It has to evolve over time. And as we gain information that, okay, I did this and this result was this, it's basically research. Now that research at the end is not what we want to transfer. We want to transfer the process of reaching that research.
Right.
Which is what means that you do not lose that information that was there to achieve that particular thing.
Yeah.
For example, you see the grate over here. Now this grate is a research product which has come about in 10 years of time. It was not fail-proof before.
Right.
But as we understood that this was a problem, we sorted it out. Then we saw some other solution problems. So eventually, initially the breakdown was like once in 6 months. Then we repaired that issue and solved it. It stretched to a year. So if I now give a finished product, it's supposed to last and last and last. But if I don't let my team understand how we achieve this, then we have failed because they have to move ahead.
Yeah, they won't be able to reproduce it.
Improve on that.
Yeah.
This is not the final thing.
Oh, right.
5 years from now, this is not going to be what it is.
Correct.
So they should know how it came about in the first place.
Oh.
But that is the skill that is very important. Give you an example. A child is taught all about what you and I know till he is 15 years of age. Everything from log to calculus and every science, whatever is being taught.
Yes.
When the child enters the world, all that you and we have learnt in our whole lifespan
Goes for a toss.
is already ready with him.
Yeah.
Now they move ahead.
Correct.
So education is very important in boiler also.
How is IBL addressing the industry's growing demand for energy efficient and sustainable boiler solutions?
Every year we will meet in Boiler India and we will come out with something new. Because the day you stagnate, you are finished.
Correct.
So it's a process of complete innovation. Existing products have to be improved. New products have to come in the market. For example, we are now working on hydrogen. So hydrogen is the fuel of the future.
Yes.
It has no carbon.
Correct.
And it will solve most of our pollution problems. And if you make it from green electricity, then it is a solution for the world.
Correct.
So we are already working on that. We have our own in-house electrolyzers, which we use our green electricity. We generate hydrogen and we use it for our own factory, for our heating needs. In our boiler manufacturing unit, we need gas for gas cutting of steel or for heat treatment. And all that gas is now generated by solar, by hydrogen.
By hydrogen. Wow.
So we've already moved ahead in that.
Correct.
So this is a continuous process. We don't want to wait till it becomes commonplace. We have to lead.
It was great to hear all these insights from you, what the vision of IBL is and what it is doing towards the environment, towards forging a path for people to inspire, not just in the boiler industry, but for people to look up to you towards a sustainable future in any industry that works in heat, steam, chemicals, etc. Now we know that you've been coming here again and again in Boiler India and Boiler World. We hope to see you again in Boiler World SEA. And if you are anyhow related to reactors and chemical allied industries, we'll be very, very happy to see you at Reactor World that is happening in January 2025. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. And it was really great to have a chat with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.